Welcome to Music with Jake. I'm your host, Jake, and with me today I have my guest.
My name is Brandon. I'm the lead singer of the heavy metal band Vicariant out of Flint, Michigan. What is going on?
All right, what's up, dude? Fucking Flint. Man,
Yeah.
the horror stories from that fucking town. Isn't King anyone over there? Aren't they
Yeah,
from-
yeah. Yep, King 810's from there. I know a lot of people that actually grew up with those cats.
So are they really as vicious as people make them out to be?
I have no personal experience with King 810. My bassist Dave, apparently, he kind of associated with them a little bit back in the day, but personally, I don't know. I just know that their shows are fucking insane. I have never seen that many fist fights at a show.
Damn, that sounds brutal. I mean, I don't know, man. When I think of brutality in shows today, the ones that instantly come to mind are bands like Slaughter to Prevail, when it just comes to all out insanity.
Yeah. Oh, gee. I still haven't seen them live yet, but I need to. That's one of the bands on my checklist.
Well, they will be in the area coming up in July, if I'm not mistaken. They are part of the Upheaval Festival in Grand Rapids.
Nice. Very
So you
nice.
may
Yeah, I'll
want
have
to
to
check
check
them
that
out.
out.
Oh,
Yeah, for
fuck
sure.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's a band that's on my bucket list too, man. Like, don't feel bad. I've been to a ton of DWP festivals and I still haven't caught them. So I need to do that. I definitely
Oh,
need to
for
fucking
sure.
catch them.
Dude, they played at what was it? The Pike Room at the Crowfoot, where I played my first show. They played there a few years ago, and I was supposed to go, but I think I was still in high school at that point. So, like, I had school the next day, so I couldn't go. I was so fucking pissed because they were playing with Chelsea Grin, I want to say.
Ooh, I haven't seen Chelsea Grin since Warped of, I want to say 2015. I think they had Alex then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tom
I wanna say-
Barber didn't join until 17, 18, something like that.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
meeting Alex. He was freakishly tall. That dude was tall. Like, really, I did not expect it. You know, like seeing him on stage and then catching him by the merch booth right after who was it? It was fuck, they just stated that they were gonna retire Drown Me in Blood,
Okay.
Carnifex.
Oh,
Carnifex.
God.
I saw them right after I caught him hanging out after Carnifex. I was like, oh hey, I want to talk to this dude. This dude looks chill as shit.
Right.
And
right.
yeah, took photos with him and shit. Super cool dude. Still one of the craziest scenes I've ever seen at a metal show was a dude fucking getting drop kicked from like 6 feet away. You just see this missile just out of nowhere. And it's like this. I said it before in another podcast, but a woman was talking to her boyfriend before the set, was like, hey, don't get in the pit.
Right.
Don't get hurt. He's like, oh, I won't. I'll be fine. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay. All right. We just saw a mirror and all that and the acacia strain. So like, and the band that was in between that was from Ashes to New, like old school
Okay.
from Ashes to New.
Wow. Okay. Holy
Like
shit.
like
Nice.
2015, you know, still releasing their LP, you know, from Ashes to New. So like young.
Nice.
So it was like, you know, so you didn't expect this, and then here comes Carnifex, and you just see this, you know, this woman walks away to go see like Mayday Parade or something, and then you just see this fucking black fucking dart just come out of nowhere, and this dude just gets fucking clobbered in the face, blood squirts out like an anime. Just it was great. And then I look over and it's the dude who just got yelled at by his woman. So after the show, oh man, I was like, man, I am so glad that my woman is not here right now to yell at me for doing stupid shit like this.
Right.
She was there for like Good Charlotte and shit like that. It was the year that Sum 41 released one of their newer albums. So yeah, I want to say it was like 2015-ish. It was the album with Breaking the Chains and Faking My Own Death.
Nice.
I feel really bad because I'm actually supposed to be working with some people associated with them coming up, and I can't remember the name of the fucking album. And it happens, man. I mean, you know, when you're so involved in music and everything, things just kind of get jumbled together and garbled up.
Yep.
And
Yep,
shit.
they do.
And so you just have to go about it. That was also the year that I saw fucking Ronnie Radke for the first time on Warped Tour, and he made everybody sit down, and people weren't sitting down. So like, you know, guitarists and shit, they were taking their guitars off and everything. Cause like, if you guys don't fucking sit down, I'm fucking leaving. He's like, you guys think I'm fucking playing? He like fucking sat the mic down on the fucking ground. He started fucking undoing his fucking shit. Guitarist and shit started to put their shit away. I was like, holy shit, he's serious. So everyone sat the fuck down. He's like, all right, now when I tell y'all to jump the fuck up, you jump the fuck up. And so I was like a minute and a half in, and then he was just like, jump the fuck, and everyone just fucking flew up. I was like, dude, that was fucking cool.
Yep. Dude, Ronnie's a badass.
Yeah, dude, trying to follow up on, with him, because Good Charlotte followed up on the stage next to him. So trying to follow that must have been fucking hard.
Dude. Yeah.
I actually spoke.
You spoke what? Sorry about that.
Well, I was gonna say I actually just spoke with a recent tour manager who actually brought up the computer incident with Ronnie Radke and how fans were shitty. So I kind of want to know your opinion on that situation, because a lot of people were pissed.
All right, so I know a little bit about that. You're gonna have to refresh my memory a little bit about what happened, like why people were pissed off. Because people are always pissed off at Ronnie Radke. Every day it's something new.
He canceled his show because he didn't have his laptops, which helped with the intros and shit. And oh shit, I was showing my bottle. I can't show any branded shit. I'm not monetized.
Shit, my koozie got to be turned sideways.
Hey man, I have a koozie from DWP that says Kyle's a dick, so
I love that.
Oh yeah.
All right, so so they had to cancel the show because okay. So I don't understand why people are surprised that, especially bands nowadays where not everything, but a lot of things are so electronic. You have all your intros, you have your backing track and stuff like that. I mean, if Asking Alexandria, like as much as people love them, if they'd cancel the show for the same fucking thing. So I feel like people right now are just looking for an excuse to be mad at Ronnie, because that just seems to be what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Well, I mean, he is really good at generating heat, and there is no such thing as bad publicity.
No, there's not, and he understands that. Like, that is a big thing about Ronnie, that like the people on Twitter just need to shut the fuck up at this point. If they want Ronnie to stop doing what he's doing, they just need to stop engaging, because what Ronnie's doing right now is, and you can tell whenever he does it that he's about to drop a new song. This man starts trending and his name is out there. Right now he's like, sending people money, fixing people's cars and shit like that. But for the most part, it's him starting shit, talking shit, and just roasting the piss out of people. Like, it's insane that people don't understand that, Ronnie's about to drop a new song because he's being a dick,
I mean, you're not really wrong. I mean, he does make some great diss tracks, and his rise to fame again. I don't know if you followed that, but like where he started out when he got out of prison, like he used to shoot like videos of himself like hanging out in his house and shit. He only has like a two-story house. Like it wasn't that big. Right. He had a top floor and then he had a basement. I mean, mind you, place was fucking decked out. But like still, he's modest, modest in that regard. And he reminds me very much of a wrestler. Like WWE, you have the baby faces and you have the heels.
Yep.
He knows what it's like to be a fucking heel. He's really, really good at it. You can't really go wrong with that. And I mean, he's dealt with some shit recently. One of his best friends died a few years ago. The founder of Fallen in Reverse, he died. So like that shit was, I know that shit has affected him. And you can tell that since his passing, their musical direction has changed a bit. Which I'm all for. I'm definitely all for, because it's helped them gain notoriety, and it brings to mind writers. You know what a writer is, right? A band writer, a show writer.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's a list of things that you give to the venue that you have to have. Like it has how big your stage dimension is going to be, where everyone is going to be standing, what is going to be where, what they want to have in their green room, their dressing room. Things like that. If you recall, there was an issue with Upheaval last year when In This Moment canceled. And it's because the writer was not adhered to. Now, if you've ever seen In This Moment from 2009 to where they are now, because I saw them back then too, when they were really fucking heavy, like Welcome to the Gun Show and shit like that, where they are now. day and night difference, but still now they are very theatrical. They need a lot of room to change outfits and stuff like that because Maria likes to change her outfit, which I get it. Each song has a vibe. Each outfit has a vibe that goes with that song. So, she needs to have that room. Also, you have again, you have pyro, you have cryo, you have different props because there's prop managers, there's stage managers, there's prop managers, there's costume managers, wardrobe, all that shit. And they needed all that and they didn't have that. So, writers are to be adhered to, and that goes back to Ronnie Radke and the laptop thing. That's more than likely part of his writer and a huge part of his show. It's like you can't do a show these days without some form of like electronic device to help with your intros. Like, do they really think that you're gonna have that huge orchestral sound just from 2 guitars and a bass and some drums?
Exactly.
Fuck no. You're not gonna have that choral fucking, like fucking old school Catholic choir sounding shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Without those fucking computers, man. Unless you're Demon Boy here, in which case I fucking love you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. I love Demon Boy here. One of the best live bands I've ever seen. It was for the Forces of the Northern Light.
Okay.
I was there for that. Badass. Full on orchestra. Full on orchestra. You can't go wrong with some symphonic fucking black metal. You just can't. It just pumps you up.
Oh, so, for sure.
Yeah. That's the only time I've seen a band that actually uses a full-on choir and orchestra was for that one show.
Right.
Never again. But yeah, shit's important, dude.
It is. It really is. I mean, so that's a big problem right now with, everybody in general, especially like metal fans and stuff like that, is they're just like, I want this live show, but I want everything to be live. Like when I went to go see Asking Alexandria for the first time in like 2014, there were people who were genuinely upset that they were using backing tracks. I'm like, they can't fucking hire the Flint Symphony Orchestra to drive down to Royal Oak and play one fucking show. Like, are you out of your mind? Like, what do you mean you're mad that they're using backing tracks?
It's a common practice these days. It really is. It's a really common practice. And I'm friends with a lot of producers. There's one that I'm a really big fan of. He's a good friend of mine. He's helped a few bands that I've worked with. Because for those of you who don't know, I also double as a professional photographer and a professional band manager. So, I do a lot of the hunting for, different producers, mixing, mastering, engineering, all of that shit for, what I do. So I've tracked down some really, really cool ones. And one of them actually, any kid who grew up in the 90s and fell in love with rock and roll and metal knows the Infest album by Papa Roach. Everyone knows that, and everyone knows the Outside album by Stained, right? That, and of course, Chinese Democracy by Guns N' Roses. Everyone knows us. Well, I'm friends with this guy, and he was talking to me about, about what it takes to do stuff like that, and just all the work that goes into making these masterpieces work, and then for someone just to be like, they fucking suck because they don't have blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, like, you have no idea all the shit they go through just to do this. Okay, so a lot of local bands I've noticed bitch about the cost of production and making music and having singles recorded. They're like, oh, 500 is too much. I was like, dude, 500 is a fucking steal.
It really is.
For some of the people who are out there, like 500 is a steal, because I've seen people that want $2,000 to $3,000 for a single song. Now, mind you, these people have worked with bands like Korn and Kiss, and have been around them since they've been around Kiss. I want to say since like 78, something like that. Is one of the people. I'm not name dropping anybody just because it's respectful, but yeah, like, I know these people, or I have conversed with them. I don't want to say I know them, because a lot of people will be like, oh, you really know them. Like, I am acquainted with a lot of these people. Now, the one who did the Infest album, I actually know him. Like, we're friends. We actually have hour-long conversations all the time. So I actually know him. But a lot of people they don't understand what it takes to really make it these days. And a lot of crew and stuff are doing it for next to nothing.
Yeah.
Like, once you get a full-on crew going and everything, because, dude, guitar techs, drum techs, audio engineers, front of house, lighting, People don't understand that, that shit's expensive. That's why a lot of the ticket prices are the way they are these days. Now, I get it. Do I like that there are venues who take merch cuts? No. Do I like that, there are ticket sales people out there that put a huge upcharge on ticket prices? No, I'm not a fan of that. But at the same time, I get it with the way the music industry is booming, because now you have artists coming out of the fucking woodwork from absolutely nowhere. One day, you can just see this kid from nowhere and he's, double diamond. And you're like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? Where did he come from?
Right.
The modern day of the internet, man. It used to be we would give out our demo tapes to people. We'd have our little fucking tapes from our tape recorder that we'd record in our shitty garage with our little shitty mic. But yeah, this shit's awesome. You live back to like headband. Yeah. But now you're like, oh my God, what the fuck was I doing?
See, I kind of grew up in the digital age. I'm 25, so I was born in 98, so like I grew up with this shit. So like, I understand it better than the rest of my guys, because I'm the youngest person in Vicariant by, pretty close to a decade, So like I was 19 when I joined the band. Everyone at that point was, 28, 29, 30, stuff like that. My bassist is 18 years older than me. So he's talking about, the good old days and shit like that. Like, oh, we used to fucking, do this shit in our garage, and then we, pass out flyers and staple shit to telephone poles. And I'm just like, I make a Facebook post and then I get a couple thousand views on TikTok. We got ourselves a show. Like, what do you mean? So like, I wish that it was still like that. I really do, because it would be a lot easier. I feel like it would be a lot easier for people to look at a flyer and be like, I don't have anything going on Saturday. We're going to the show.
The days where they're dead. They're bygone days, man. Like the days where you would hang up your flyers in Spencer's, Hot Topic, the local bars, you'd stick them on, as you said, telephone poles and shit like that. Anywhere you could stick that shit, you would stick it. And people just walk by, and even the people who get paid to rip them off the fucking telephone poles were like, oh, maybe this looks cool. Yeah. Like that was the way things were done these days. I still have some old flyers from back in the day, that were like really cool. Nowadays you have digital tickets and now mind you, I'm not trying to be a boomer or an bogey, because I have like 6 years on you, dude. Like, so
hey, fair enough.
I feel it, like I have, I feel it. But man, I do have to shout out to the digital age, though. I do like that because we are able to put our music everywhere.
That's true.
Everywhere. Whether it be reaching out to different, radio stations and things like that, because they don't really use discs anymore. It's all MP3s, MP4s, WAV files, those types of things. So it's real easy to get them to them. But with that comes the constant influx of other people's music too, that you also have to worry about. Because it's just like it was back in the day. Oh, you gave me a tape. Trash. Like it sucks. That's why I love have you ever been to the Music Factory?
Yeah. Yep. I just played a show there in November of last year, I believe it was.
Awesome. So the Music Factory, the crowd that goes there. Okay. So it's a fairly popular venue for Michigan. When I think of Michigan, I think of Music Factory, I think of Machine Shop, and I want to say the Vault, maybe. I do think of the Diesel. I definitely think of the Diesel.
The Diesel's good. Yeah.
So like those are the venues I think of when I think of Michigan. And the family of the Music Factory is awesome, but they have a radio personality who comes there all the time. Big shout out to Mandy. We love you. It's cool to see radio DJs from large rock stations, coming out to these venues to listen to these unsigned bands. And she invites them to like creates like little parties and stuff and wants them on her shows. Like we have one coming up at the Music Factory next week with one of my clients is on the bill for that, which is really cool. I think it's Vorath, Phil Spewer, Nailbite. If you haven't checked those kids out, dude, check them out. They are badass. I remember we all voted for them on the Black Craft and Space Zebra show on Twitch a couple years ago and got them onto I do remember we did get them onto Louder Than Life in Louisville.
No shit.
No shit. I helped get a couple bands on that as well. Actually, that was really fucking cool. To
Well,
kind of
hell
go
yeah.
back through and experience that. Just to kind of immerse yourself in that world, and behind closed doors, everyone is just the same as everyone else. And I fucking love that about people. People are genuinely nice behind the scenes. Now,
Oh,
mind
for
you,
sure.
like, leading up to their tents, you're some of those bands were playing in front of 70,000 people. Kiss played in front of over 70,000 people.
I couldn't imagine that. Hell no.
Dude, I mean, I made it up there with one of the artists that I used to work with. We made it up to the third row from the very back for Kiss. The
God,
third row, like from center stage. It was insanity.
that's
But it was
nuts.
totally worth it, dude. Totally worth it. And if kids can put their music to because Blackcraft they have little contest. So does DWP. Danny Wimmer has a little contest for these side stages. Right now I want to say it's called the Roadhound stage. It used to be Space Zebra on Twitch, but there was something that went on. I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to go into it. But now there's I want to say it's the Roadhound stage, and a lot of unsigned bands will compete to be on that stage and gain new fans and stuff like that. Actually, Heartsick played the Space Zebra stage a couple years back. I actually caught photos of I don't know, is it Alphonse? I want to say it's Alphonse. I might be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna say Alphonse. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say Al. I saw Al backstage getting an interview, and like that dude, for not like, he acted like a fucking rock star.
Hell yeah.
Fucking laid back on like the Freudian fucking couch, getting interviewed, legs kicked up, fucking just chilling. I was like, I fucking miss people acting like that as like, true blue fucking rock stars.
Right.
Like you don't really have, because everyone has to tiptoe around everything. I'm not touching politics. I'm not touching religion, but everyone has to tiptoe these days, because once you get to a certain level, everything you do is scrutinized.
Yes, it is.
And that's why I like to talk to the guitar techs and everyone behind the scenes, because they can say whatever the fuck they want, and they don't really have to worry, because the public isn't, like, oh, whereas, if I were speaking to, you're an artist, so you have fans who are probably going to watch this and they're going to be like,
what's this asshole gonna say? Like, what can I hate him for?
Right. I mean, I try not to be hated. If I'm hated by some people, I'm sorry. Boo-hoo. I am who I am.
Oh, dude, I already know that I'm hated by a bunch of people. Like, with the fact that, like, I got a decent following on TikTok and stuff like that, because all I do is talk shit. So I know for a fact that there's people out there that are just like, if I see that guy, I'm gonna punch him right in his stupid fucking face.
I mean, that's fair. I know a few people like that. I've noticed that Michigan bands are really cliquey. Michigan bands are really cliquey, and I don't understand why. That's something I've never understood. Because I was involved in the Indiana music scene too for a bit, and it seems like smaller bands, they're always out to get each other, instead of having like a feeling of unity, and it just drives me nuts.
Stop. That shit's got to stop. That's why Flint doesn't have a fucking metal scene anymore, man. Like, Vicariant, we did an interview with oh my god, I don't remember what magazine it was, but we won some. We were voted the top rock band in Genesee County. We did an interview with this magazine. I'll have to like message you the information for it or whatever, because it's a good read. But like, that was a big thing that was brought up, is that like, part of the reason why there's no metal scene, especially in Flint and Genesee County and stuff like that, is because every band was out to get each other. And I feel bad, because in my old band, like, I was definitely a part of that. I mean, it was more personal because I hated people in certain bands, and that made me dislike other bands. But now I'm just like, dude, I'm friends with people in a bunch of different bands, some bigger, some smaller. And I'm just like, I want to see all of us succeed. And then I look at other people who are just like, yo, fuck that band and fuck that band. We're the best. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, we're all musicians. I would rather collaborate with another artist than try to make it so that they don't do anything.
I agree with that. I've definitely had some bad experiences with bands in like the Grand Rapids area and stuff. Which Like we had a bad falling out. We really did. It was around COVID. We were trying to play shows. They were expecting to get this huge payday from this show. That we traveled from Grand Rapids to South Bend for. We had 2 shows back to back, and they were expecting like a $400 payday. I'm like, okay, this is a small local venue in the middle of COVID, October of 2020. Everything was shut down.
Right.
Everything. So, the people even came out to your fucking show, you should have been happy about. Like I was super stoked that people came out to my show. And then we did one at the Indiana Whiskey Company. Shout out to Indiana Whiskey. Love those guys. Super chill people there. Indiana Joe, fucking love you, dude. If you see this, love you. And they invited us to do their Halloween show. It wasn't a paid gig, which I mean I was fine with because we got free whiskey all fucking night. Like we're rock stars. Who doesn't want free whiskey all night? And they were making some bomb ass drinks for us, man. We got to try some of the shit that hadn't even been released yet. So it was cool. It was really neat to play a show back there by the fucking distilleries and all that shit, by the vats and shit. Like it was like, yeah, it looked kind of hokey to people, but it was just the experience was cool. But right after that, they ran off with some of my gear, about $2,400 worth of my gear, actually. Whole bass rig, dude. Whole bass rig. They took off with my 412s. They took off with my head unit. It was an older PV head unit that isn't made anymore because it was a tube head. So I was really fucking mad. They ran off with one of my Ibbies, which I was mad about. I have a better Ibby now. I have a beautiful 5-string.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Fucking I love it. But anyways, like 2 of these dudes are in a local band now. And I don't hate the band because of the members that are in it. I can dislike the members, but still enjoy the band because the other people in the band had nothing to do with the fallout. And over time you just got to learn to live and let go, dude. Like it was, I mean, do I still get shitty about it? Yeah, I do. When I think about it, I'm like, son of a bitch. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what, man? Live and learn. I'm in a lot better place, and I think a lot of musicians need to just kind of bury the fucking hatchet and let shit go. Ronnie did.
Yes, he did.
If you recall the Bury the Hatchet tour. So that was, if that motherfucker can do it, you guys can do it. Because straight up, that dude's ego is astronomical. And if he was able to do it, I think y'all can do it. I mean, Ronnie lost so much money being in prison as Escape the Fate blew the fuck up. And like that was part of it. That was his baby, like he was there from the beginning, and he was able to be like, all right, man, you know what? My band is doing fucking awesome. You guys are doing awesome. Good for you. Let's fucking go ahead and do this.
Yep.
So that's my statement to all of the local bands and just all bands and people in general. Fucking let shit go. Move on. It's just a weight on your shoulders that you don't fucking need. Just focus on your future, man. Just keep grinding, keep going forward. Don't let shit hold you back, and leave all that petty bullshit behind, because at the end of the day, we all bleed red. We all just want to fucking have fun and make music for people to fucking lose their shit too.
Exactly.
Period.
Honestly, what made me kind of regain my faith in the local metal scene, especially, was like I said, back in November, we played a show at the Music Factory. Big shout out Music Factory. Big shout out Scott. You heckle me on stage, we're gonna have a problem.
I love Scott.
My whole set, this dude's in the microphone. Fuck you, Brandon. I'm just like, dude. I love that dude. He's so fucking funny. But we played. I feel bad because I don't remember everybody that played, but like we played with this band Persevere from Indiana. We played with Koilos, and we played with Second Salem. And
love Second Salem.
Oh, dude, they're so fucking good. I was so incredibly pleasantly surprised when they hit the stage. They did a cover of Wings of a Butterfly by him. Blew the back of my fucking skull cap out. They are amazing. Gerard is one of the best fucking singers in the scene right now. I fucking love that dude. But like everybody was cool. There was no fucking, like walking up to a table and somebody's like turning their nose. No, everybody wanted to talk. After every set, good set, dude. Hell yeah. We're exchanging phone numbers, Facebooks, Instagram, everything. So we're all just trying to be friends and help each other. Persevere invited us out to Indiana to play a show. We're trying to get some of these guys to the machine shop to play in Flint. And like that kind of rekindled my faith in the local scene, because now we're actually trying to be friends and lift each other up and help each other get a bigger audience in different parts of the state. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm 100% behind that. That's one thing I have enjoyed about the Music Factory, is it seems to have a sense of camaraderie about it. Which is kind of a breath of fresh air. I do love what Scott and Jeff and everyone has been doing. Eric, and Steve, all of them have been working together to kind of, reform the Michigan metal scene, which has been nice. Because everything was just so volatile for a minute. So fucking love Scott. That dude. He was my first interview.
Yeah, I actually watched that one. That was fun. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, he was my first interview. I love that guy. I still can't believe that he's younger than me. I can't believe that he's younger than me by years.
Wait, how old is Scott? What the hell?
I want to say he said he was like 25 or 26.
Dude, I'm 25. Oh my God, dude. Tell his face. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dealing with people's bullshit for so long. I get it.
Fair. I'm only being mean because I know he'll see this, and I got to make up for him heckling me through the goddamn monitor for 45 minutes while I was on stage. I love you, Scott. That was nonsense. That was poppycock. I didn't like that.
I remember the first time I ever met Scott. So I was at this other band from here in Michigan. And dude hated Scott. He talked so much shit about him. So when I went into this thing with to the music box with, knowing that Scott was going to be doing sound, I was like, oh, this guy's going to be a fucking dick. Dude was so fucking cool. We were freezing our dicks off and everything. And he was just awesome the whole night. And then again, I saw him again at the Music Factory and everything. And we just became instant friends. We had this huge birthday bash. It was whose birthday bash was it? It was Scott's birthday bash, actually. It was Scott's birthday bash. I want to say it was like 2 years ago. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, because it was wild. I ended up going to his ex's house with him and shit, and like a whole bunch of people. My client came with me and everything. I had to make sure that my client was good. Adult babysitter, always on the job. I love you, Natalie.
Yeah, we have one of those.
Don't hate me. I love you.
We have one of those that we have to babysit. He's not even allowed to play Call of Duty after 10 p.m.
Oh my God, I should do that to my vocalist. She would be, oh no, I should take away her Genshin Impact. Ooh. She would be mad. She'd be uber mad. But yeah, so like we went and we just hung out there all fucking night, got blacked out drunk. I got high as hell. It's Michigan, y'all. It's legal here.
Yes,
I don't expect to be monetized, but it's legal here. So I was high as hell for about 4.5 hours. Those fake fucking like heaters, like radiator heaters that have like the fake flame and shit.
Oh hell yeah.
So I got high as fuck. Scott's drunk as hell, and everyone else is like drunk or high as shit, just chilling in this back bedroom. And I'm just doing this for like 4 hours. Just like I keep getting closer, and I'm just like zoned out like a motherfucker. And so like once I come out of my zonage, I'm like, where the fuck is Scott? So I walk out in the living room, and this tall motherfucker takes up this whole sectional. He's so big. He took up this whole sectional. And I was like, from then on, we've just been super fucking cool. We get together to put together some amazing shows. He and I have worked together to put on some bangers. Steve Maple, same fucking way. Such a chill cat, making the Michigan Metal Fest. Everyone who was involved with that has been super cool. He definitely has a strong love for his local scene, which is nice. Not to mention,
that's good.
Check out Kill Crown if you haven't. They fucking kill it. Definitely excited for their oh yeah, that's the other band that's gonna be with Vorath and all that. Kill Crown is gonna be at the Music Factory next Saturday. It's gonna be fucking great. I'm really excited for it.
If it wasn't 2.5 hours, I'd go.
Oh, dude, 2.5. Yeah, ooh, yeah. No, I feel you. I live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I live by Benton, Harlem, so I feel you.
Yeah, I don't even know where that is. That's how bumfuck know where that is.
Benton Harbor. Harbor. Oh yeah, it's Benton, Harlem, man. It's in between like Grand Rapids, South Haven, Kazoo. You
Oh,
know,
Jesus. Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
they actually had like a whole like like how you guys have that shitty water thing going on.
Yeah.
Half their
Yep.
town has that. It's funny. You can on one side of the street you see just cases of water lining up, in front of people's houses, and on the other side there's nothing because that side of the street has clean water. This side of the street does not. So it's like real funny to see that.
Right.
It's awkward, but yeah, actually some cool bands have showed up through that. I want to say Tantric played in Benton Harlem. It's Benton Harbor, people. I call it Benton Harlem because it's oh my goodness. I don't even know how to explain it other than it's bad. It's
Yeah, I
bad.
just saw today that Tantric's going on tour with Josie Scott.
Yeah, I fucking love Josie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just played a show with him at the Machine Shop in December. This dude walked up to me and talked at me for like an hour. All right. He's just talking about the set. Y'all got to do this, but y'all did this good. And I'm just like, dude, you're fucking awesome. I grew up listening to you. Why are you trying to be friends with me? This is so weird. I love it. Don't stop. But
Yeah, well, that's another thing that I really like about some of the older artists is they are willing to help out the younger artist.
for sure.
Josie's cool as shit, dude. And a lot of people don't even realize how big he was in the 2000s. That motherfucker was in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, did people know that? He was in fucking Spider-Man. Like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, the good one with Tobey Maguire, the good Spider-Man. Now, I'm not knocking, the newer ones. I just think, the Incredible Spider-Man can kind of be forgotten. Just
you know what? I'm glad you said that because I was about to tell you to keep Tom Holland's name out of your goddamn mouth. That boy is nice.
I love Tom Holland. That dude has so much sauce. He is
does.
a saucy fucking cat, and I love it. I live for that. His fucking his dancing and shit, like dude, like his umbrella cover. I can fuck with anyone says.
God.
He killed it. He was saucy as hell, and I was living for that shit. It was great.
I watched that video about 50 times in a row when it came out because I was like, there's no way that he actually did that. And I'm like, you know what? Tom Holland would fit in with me and my friends because he's a goofy goofball. I love that dude.
He's actually going back to working in some musical plays over in England. Like
really?
He's going back to like the Broadway style shows, yeah. Which is really
wow.
cool to be seen, that people still do. Well, I mean, Sir Ian McClellan does the same thing.
Hugh Jackman,
stuff like that.
He does it too.
Yeah. I fucking love Hugh Jackman. Les Miserables. He was so good in Les Miserables.
The Greatest Showman, another really good one.
Yes. I do agree. It's hard to find actors who can kind of do all of that. The one that really surprised me was Russell Crowe. I did not expect him to be as good as he was in Les Miserables, but he was really good.
I haven't seen Les Miserables, so I can't speak to that. But
it's a musical. It's a classic musical that you definitely need to check out. I want to say it came out in 2012 with Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe. And I'm wanting to say Dakota Fanning was in it. Maybe I'm wanting to say Dakota Fanning was in it. Really good fucking flick. Definitely check it out. I love musicals. I love all things music. Hence the title "Music with Jake." I cover it all. I don't just pigeonhole myself. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have Spider-Punk back there and shit. Pokemon, and of course I have the little death metal Batman back here. Why not?
I can't see it because my face is in the way. But is that like the what is that? Oh, that's fucking sick, dude. I love that.
Yeah, dude. It's the Dark Knight's metal version, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, see? Death metal. Yeah, it's metal.
That's so badass.
Made by the Todd father, Todd McFarlane.
Nice.
Spawn. Yeah, I love all that shit. It's dark, it's eerie, it's creepy, it's violent as all get out. And it was very unique for its time. Todd McFarlane Spawn was very unique for its time.
Hell yeah.
So that's why I love that shit. Actually, I spoke about that with the Merch King, which will be coming up on Monday, of Cultist Black and Nirvana. His name is Bill Young. Definitely check it out. Kick-ass fucking guy. Love that guy. He owns a comic book shop. So that too. He owns a comic book shop. Yes. Yeah. That dude has so much horror memorabilia that is signed. It's ridiculous. So cool though. He even has the Candyman's autograph, dude. Come on.
The old one, right? Not the Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah. The old one. Yeah. Dude, he goes old school. He's old school guy.
Badass.
So Yeah, he has
What was that
the
guy's
Tar
name?
Man. He has the Tar Man from Return of the Living Dead.
Oh my God. Wow. You just unlocked a memory. Okay.
Yeah, he has his like autograph tattooed on him and shit, and has like a photo of him, like a picture that's tattooed on his forearm. Super fucking cool. I'm like, dude, like a lot of people, forget about these old classic horror films, but like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of metalheads are really into that shit. Like
Yep.
that's a huge influence for a lot of our music is old horror films. Yeah, a good example of a band that uses horror films, Ice Nine Kills.
Yep. Yep. The Silver
Huge.
Scream and the Silver Scream Part 2 is a little bit more obvious with that. But I mean, even going back to their old albums, I mean, like Me, Myself, and Hyde, what's that based off of?
Right. So yeah,
Like,
I've
God, they're so good. Have you seen them
yeah,
recently?
not recently. I saw them in 2015.
Oh, okay.
I saw
I
them
think
young. I saw them
I
Warped
think
Tour young.
the last time I saw them was, oh God, it was either the last or the second to last Warp Tour that happened. They headlined, and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Spencer has a voice like, I mean, one in a million. Seriously, that dude can sing, he can scream. I mean, it's like him. It's like Spencer and Noah from Bad Omens and Ronnie Radke all in a fucking group that are like the best dual vocalist I've ever seen. It's insane.
Imagine that being a super group.
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, think
That
of
would be
that one.
nuts. Who would you want to do each thing though?
I
Like
mean,
who
we
would
could
you want to
also
sing and who would you want to scream?
oof, that's tough.
Yeah.
We could also bring in fuck, I'm probably gonna get my ass beat for this one. The singer of Black Veil Brides, Andy
Andy
Biersack.
Andy Biersack, yep.
Throw him in that rotation, bro. Oh
I
my goodness. Or
I
Villa Vello.
okay.
Yeah. That have you heard that guy's actual talking voice
I don't think
from
so.
him?
No.
Okay, so the way he sings is not how he talks. He is super low register when he talks, like super bass. It's crazy
I
compared to
believe
how he
that. I've
sings.
seen him chain smoking on stage. I believe that.
Yeah. It's
No
he's
disrespect to the guy at all. He's amazing. Him was one of my first loves. So I mean,
oh yeah. I mean, I love that he's back out doing music again. I was really sad when him disbanded, but he's still out doing
yeah.
his thing. So much love to that. Gotta love that shit. I love that older bands are still out there. Cradle of Filth is still out there doing it. Fucking love that.
They played at the Machine Shop last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to go to that show. I had to work the next day and I have to get up at 5. But yeah, it's gross. I don't like it.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, I don't want to do it for much longer. That's why I'm doing acoustic stuff on the weekends.
Hey man, there you go. I mean, that's a way to make money and to get your creative juices out there, I dig it.
For sure.
I dig it. So tell us a bit more about yourself, man, because I've been out here rambling and saying stupid shit.
I mean, shit, look at my TikTok. All I do is say stupid shit. Well, like I said before, I'm the lead singer of Vicariant, formerly the lead singer of Oath of Betrayal. Yeah, I mean, Vicariant right now is mostly, we try to play a show every once in a while. We're trying to focus on getting our album recorded. And, what you were saying earlier about, the ridiculous prices of, producers and stuff like that. We're trying to get around that by doing a home recording, but we also want to experiment with a producer to see like, what do we want to go with kind of deal? Like, can we do it ourselves? Can we not do it ourselves? But, the big problem right now is finding somebody that is willing to do the work that we pay them for. We had a bad experience with a producer a little while ago. I'm not going to name drop. I don't want to start any more fucking drama with that. Because like I cussed this dude out over Facebook. He cussed me out, and then we ended up having to get it mixed and mastered by somebody else. It was a whole thing. But yeah, we're trying to get our album recorded. We're trying to get as many good shows booked as we can. We don't have anything on the books right now. Like I said before, we just played with Josie Scott Saliva. It was one of the best sets we've ever played. The crowd was amazing. Josie was one of the coolest people I've ever met. Honestly, like one of the coolest things that's happened in a while is I went viral at the beginning of last year, I ended up getting like 10 million views on, not 10 million. It was like 8 million, I think, between 8 and 10. I don't remember. I'll have to look at the analytics when I get done. But it was up there in the views. I got into a big kerfuffle, you could say, with the lead singer of TRAPT.
Kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle. It's my new favorite. I'm trying to bring it back. That's a good word, dude. That is a good word.
Man, that's like thingamajig or a hootenanny. I got into a hootenanny.
Oh man. Yeah, no, it was insane, dude. Like, I mean, I just made a video one day, he responded, and then we went, like, I cyberbullied this dude for like 6 months. It was insane. I released a diss track. It was fucking nuts.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of people got. Are you talking about the original vocalist for TRAPT or the new guy?
It's still the same guy.
Is it? I thought they got rid of him. I thought they fired him and got a new guy.
That was a big thing that was going around during COVID, where they were saying that they fired Chris for, you know, whatever fucking, you know, he's being an asshole on Twitter. And so everyone was saying, like, you know, he got fired. Loudwire did a thing about that. I think Metal Injection and Metal Sucks both went with that rumor. It wasn't true. Chris is still the lead singer. Yeah, like, I think there's only 2 or 3. I think it's 2 original members in that band. Like, I don't want to talk too much shit because me and Chris are cool now. Like, when they go to the Diesel, you know, I'm probably gonna go see them. Josie Scott is headlining, and then it's TRAPT and Tantric, and I don't remember who the other 2 are.
Edema is on there. I fucking love Edema. I grew up with those guys. Love those cats.
Yep. Yeah. But fucking, God damn it, like, I cannot believe that, like, me and Chris could be cool after that, because I said some wild shit during that beef. Like, I was making fun of his face. I was making fun of the fact that I don't want to go too deep into it, because I don't want him to start up again on TikTok and be like, "You're fake, Brandon." But you know, like,
We'll just say it was bad.
Yeah, right. No, it was wicked. You know, like I said, it lasted for months, and then I released like a rap diss track on him, and I was so pissed because I got like hundreds of thousands of views on some videos, and then that fucking diss track 1.2 thousand. Fuck you. All my fans are fake for that, by the way.
Rap diss tracks.
Yep.
Metalhead doing the rap. I mean,
oh hell yeah.
I mean, technically, when you think about it, rap and metal have always kind of gone hand in hand. Good example is Faith No More's Epic. You know, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, like Cult of Personality, you know, or then you also have Limp Bizkit, who everybody loves to hate. I fucking love Limp Bizkit so much.
Oh, dude, they're so
you know,
good.
all
I'm going
these,
to see him at Pine Knob.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yep.
Pine Knob. Wasn't that called something else at one point for a minute?
DTE.
That's what it was, the DTE, and then they changed it back to Pine Knob. That's what it was. Yeah. Yes. I want to say, where was it? I want to say it was outside of Detroit. I worked with Korn outside of Detroit as a photographer.
Nice.
In Saginaw? I want to say it was maybe in Saginaw. Is there an arena out there? It's
the only arena I can think of, well, there's Dort Federal that used to be Pirani Arena in Flint that Korn's played at a few times for Loudwire. And then the only other one I can think of offhand is Van Andel.
It wasn't Van Andel. I definitely know. I work at GLC a lot. I do a lot of photography out at GLC. Nice. So it definitely wasn't Van Andel. It was somewhere out in like Saginaw. But yeah, that was kind of cool. Just, you know, new metal. I love that new metal's coming back though, you know, like and stuff. It's funny that you made a rap diss track though.
Dude, it's so fun.
I'm gonna have to find that now, and like once I release this video, I'm gonna have to post a link to it because that's probably priceless. No offense to the singer of TRAPT. You know, just saying, you know, no offense. It's cool that Josie picked him up to go on tour with him though. Like I fucking love Josie Scott. The song Always was definitely a huge influence for me when I was younger. Because I was locked up at the time that song came out. I was in a juvenile facility because I was a wild child. So you know, that song came out around that time, and it was 2 songs that totally have nothing to do with each other, but had huge influences on me musically. Fever for the Flava by Hot Action Cop,
Okay.
and Always by Saliva.
Nice.
I lost my wedding ring to Saliva back in the day, crowd surfing. Yep, my buddy was like, "Hey, is this one? This is that band that you really like, right?" I was like, "Yeah, it's one of my favorite bands." He looks at dude next to me, looks back at me. I'm like, "Oh, don't you fucking do it." He's like, "Up." He was like, "Oh." I'm like, "No, no, no." And I can't argue with this guy. He's like 6'3",
Right.
construction worker. He was a stonemason, so like he was a big dude. Just threw me up. Fucking had my wedding ring ripped off my hand. But it was, I mean, that's definitely a memorable moment for me. You know, I was able to crowd surf to Saliva. I lost my wedding ring, but I got to see one of my all-time favorite bands, you know,
Hell
up close
yeah.
and personal. So that was kind of cool. That was at a thing that used to be around called the Bears Big Growl in South Bend. It used to be like 7 or 8 bands, like huge bands, for one day. And shit, like we had, there was a year it was Seether, and it was Seether, Otherwise, Puddle of Mud, who else was there? Seether, Puddle of Mud, Otherwise, Skillet was there for that one too. And a few other bands that were, you know, fairly decent. Was that the year with Scott Stapp? That might have been the year that Scott Stapp also played. Scott
Nice.
Stapp did a stop, which I love that guy. Love Scott Stapp.
Oh, by the way,
everyone who
Creed going back on tour. Let's go.
yeah, I know. I mean, fuck everyone who hates on them. But Scott Stapp, you know, like Creed, they are, you know, they're wholesome, but they're awesome. Like that's what. And look at the musicians who have come from it. You have Scott Stapp, you have Mark Tremonti, like it's fucking Tremonti, man, like of Alter Bridge and his own band Tremonti, just killer guitarist, you know, and their bass riffs are stupid hard. I know because I play bass. And I'm like, dude, some of these, like, I would not expect for them to be as insane as they are, but they were really good. You had to be different to stand out in that time when you had so many bands that were starting to sound the same. You know, but that was also, they came out around the time that we had like Linkin Park was coming out then. Like, so you had to be good to argue, you know, for your spot against like Linkin Park, and you had Incubus, and you had Puddle of Mud in their heyday. You had Nickelback when they were making it big. You know, you had like these, which fuck anyone who hates on Nickelback. You guys hate them all you want, but dude, seriously, look at their album sales. You really think they give a crap about your opinion?
You beat me by like 0.5 seconds, dude. Did you like the new album?
Yes, actually, I know the guy who recorded it.
No shit. Nice.
No shit. His prices are extravagant.
Oh, I believe you. I can't afford it, but I will take your word for it.
Extravagant, but totally worth it. Actually, one of the bands that I manage as their music manager requested that I find out who recorded it and speak to him and get like a price range on it, and I did. It was pricey, but I mean, when you have that atmospheric sound, you know, and everything, like you don't get that just from using, you know, electronics to do it. Like you can't just use your computer and use MIDI drums, and stuff like that to get that full sound, that full powerful sound. Which was just,
my drummer is gonna leave so many mean comments under this video.
Oh, dude, I don't care. Come at me, bro.
Yeah. Bite me, Mikey. I'll see him tomorrow. That's fine.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not afeared. I'm not afeared of you. I mean, we're just talking shit. If he wants to come on here sometime and talk a whole bunch of shit, he can be more than welcome. I will gladly pick his brain with a fine-tooth comb. I'm okay with it.
Mikey would be one to do that. That dude knows a lot of stuff. He actually, so he produced the beat that I did for my Chris Taylor Brown diss track. He also made every single intro track that we have for Vicariant. Like, we have this song, Lightbringer. We have a full, you know, symphonic instrumental intro for that. He wrote that all on his, like, this dude's a fucking genius. Like, I will talk shit about Mikey all day because I love him, but he is a genuine genius. Like, I went downstairs to his basement. We were working on the beat for my diss track. Just watching this dude do what he does is insane. Like, I could never fucking do it. And on top of that, he's a photographer, a videographer. He does like photo shoots for weddings. He can this dude could record a whole music video in his basement with a fucking iPhone and it would look amazing. Dude's I'm not just talking him up because he's my drummer. Like if he sucked, I'd tell you, but
I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's one thing I do like about musicians is they're pretty fucking blunt and honest with their views. So yeah, and I totally dig it, man. I'm 100% behind it. It's amazing. Drummers don't get a whole lot of love, especially from us who use cameras. It's so hard to get them because, you know, everyone else is in front of them. So it's really hard. So, you know, I love you drummers. You know, you guys are the backbone, literally the backbone of the band. Without you guys, the band is nothing. You know, people
we'd all be
complain,
off time.
The people complain all the time. Oh, it's so hard to find a bassist. Oh, no, you know what's hard to find? A drummer. A competent drummer. So hard to do, man. So
Part of the
because
reason my old band broke up.
They're usually in 2 or 3 projects already, you know, like yeah, I actually my guitarist for the band Realm of Sheol, you know, out of GR, he was a drummer in a band and he was doing the thing with Realm of Sheol too. And like that shit was fucking grinding. I remember that dude. We played Hot Rocks in Detroit. I don't think it's called Hot Rocks anymore. It was the Hot Rocks. It was Michael Montaigne put that thing together. Cool dude. He puts together a lot of shows for the Diesel. Anyways, he I think I said his last name right. Michael, if I didn't say your last name right, forgive me. I suck with him. But you could just see Sean like getting sick on the kit. He was just the whole time because he had chugged 2 Red Bulls on an empty stomach.
Oh my god.
And then went and played, and he was the whole time. I'm like, bro, and I caught it all on camera. I was like, this is golden. And right afterwards, he went and just yerf-nerbled. Yes, I said yerf-nerbled everywhere, and it was great because we got this rallies that was across from the place. I swear they hadn't changed their oil in months. It was ass. It was so bad. It was so bad. I've never had food like that before in my life.
I think that's just a thing with rallies, man. Like shout out rallies. You're perfect for when I'm hammered, but
oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, still like there's a rallies up on Bristol Road, like right down the road from where I work and where I used to live. And I used to go there all the fucking time. And every morning I'd wake up and just be like, I can't tell if I'm going to bar for shit. Either way, like I might have to call the fire department. I'm not having fun. Like,
Denny's, I think that just might be at.
Yeah, right.
Denny's, what the fuck is up?
It's still the best video on the internet. I don't care what anyone says. You can keep your fucking, you know, Charlie bit my finger. What the fuck's up? Denny's is where it's at, dude.
Oh yes. Well, that or God, I keep seeing it pop up on Facebook all the time in like my you know shorts and reels and shit.
Yeah.
The dude twerking at the Waffle House. if I swear to God, if my chef is not twerking like he was to Laffy Taffy by D4L, I don't want it. I don't want it. I've been to some crazy ass Waffle Houses, like the one that's down by the airport in the ATL. I've been to some fucking crazy Waffle Houses. I want to go to that one that guy's working at because holy shit, that looked fun. That's one thing that I love about after shows is, you know, just everyone getting together, the fans getting together with the bands, and the bands, you know, just going out to the same restaurants and just kind of hanging out. A lot of local bands do that. Or you can run into a big band at like a Flying J or some shit, you know, like because they stopped there too. Shit, I was Ginger. I saw Ginger at the Flying J. I also saw him. Who else was it? It was September
Don't even
Morning.
Get me started on Ginger, dude. I love her so much.
Oh, Tati, I've photographed Tati a few times, man.
I saw Ginger for the first time with Disturbed this summer, and I made a video about it the other day when I was like being mean to Scene Queen, but it was one of the best live shows I've ever seen. I was like happy that I got to see them with Disturbed. I was internally pissed off that they weren't headlining their own arena tour. That's how good they were.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, like, they're fucking phenomenal. The first show I had ever photographed. I had never photographed a show before a day in my life. It was Ginger, Suicide Silence, All Hail the Yeti.
Oh, that's a fucking set right there. Jeez.
right? Like it was killer. All Hail the Yeti had to drop that show because they came down with COVID,
Oh,
which sucked because I was really excited to see them. I know their label head, the guy who owns their record label. He's a buddy of mine.
nice.
And there was a guy who sent me to him, my buddy Manny. He's not with us anymore, but love that dude. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if not for him. So anyways, I was photographing them, and I don't know if you've noticed at big shows, the photographers are only out there for 3 songs. I don't know if you've noticed that. There's only 3 songs. And
I
then
am
they
not. I'm
disappear.
usually in the mosh pit.
Okay. Well, I was running around and I was taking photos, and I was over the 3-song limit, and I was trying to get photos of Suicide Silence. And their tour manager came up and yelled at me, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. She's like, what are you doing over here, homie? Because like I just kind of slid up, I saw this person, just chilling with their iPhone out, just I was like, oh hey, cool, fellow person. So I just kind of slid up. I was like, hey, how's it going? She's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I'm taking photos. She's like, no, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, I'm taking photos. She's like, no, you need to get the fuck out of here. It's been more than 3. I was like, 3 what? She's like, 3 fucking songs. Don't you know? I was like, no. So she's like, you need to get the fuck out. So I was trying to like jump over to the VIP section, and she's like, no. You go this way. So then I went back to that way, and I became really good friends with the security because of this. Right. They were like, we didn't know. I was like, I didn't fucking know. And then later on, I found out that some jackass had used his media pass to go into the backstage.
Oh,
No. And I found out from their tech at the time. This was recently. I'm friends with their guitar tech, who also gave me one of Eugene's guitar picks. Yeah, because nice. Eugene is a fucking monster on bass.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, I got one of his picks, and we were talking about it, and I was like, this show happened a couple of years ago, and I was like, do you remember like when she yelled at me at this show in this particular venue? He's like, dude, I remember that. He's like, that was you? I was like, yeah, that was me. He's like, well, there's a reason behind that. I was like, why? He's like, because someone broke into the dressing rooms in Orlando.
Jeez. Some
crazed fan broke into the dressing rooms in Orlando, and he and someone else had to tackle them before security did. I'm like, Jesus. But I've photographed Ginger, I want to say 2 or 3 times now.
Very nice.
Give or take. Yeah, I love working with them. They are so cool.
So you brought up Suicide Silence. Like, yes. Am I the only one who's out here? Like, I'm down with Eddie, man. I really am. I know it's been like a long time since this debate has happened, but I still hear people bitch like, I can't believe Eddie's still whatever. I fucking love that dude.
Actually, I want to say he went back to his old band. They're doing a tour.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't Suicide Silence just tour last year with Eddie?
Yeah, but now his old band is doing a tour.
Oh, what the hell? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I am so out of the loop. I'm just so used to like finding shit on Loudwire to talk shit about. I am out of the loop. Like,
yeah, it's I'll find it later, but yeah, he's going back out with his old band, which is kind of cool, to kind of see sick, that. Yeah. I think each artist was unique in their own individual way. Mitch had his way, and that's just the way it is. Everyone's different. Everyone brings their own sauce to the pasta. Like it's just the way it is, man. Not everyone's chili is gonna be the same, bro.
Right.
Especially Cartman's chili. I will never eat Cartman's chili.
Yeah, no, I don't want to eat that. I like my parents. They're super cool and supportive. If I ever find them in Chile, I'm gonna find a bathtub and a toaster.
I mean that's fair. Now, not saying we condone suicide, anybody.
No, we don't. But, we don't. That's just a joke. Nobody do that shit.
Please. Please. I mean, I know I'm not monetized, but please, we do love you. We do care that you are here, supporting this podcast and just supporting society. So thank you. 100%. Don't jump in a tub with a toaster.
No,
leave that to him. No. He can do that.
Only if my parents end up in Chile. Only then.
Now, you do mean the food and not the country, right?
If my parents end up in Chile, I will be very upset, and I might put them in Chile because I want to go to South America again as soon as possible.
That's fair. I mean, I would love to go back to Brazil,
I
That
haven't
would be
been.
fun.
I've only been to Chichen Itza and Chaltún in Mexico. Those are the only two places I've been.
Nice. My uncle was a Spanish the head of the Spanish department at a college. So like he would go to Mexico all the time, and like that dude spoke it like it was his first language, not his second, his first.
Damn.
You know, and apparently the Mexican people there are really, really nice.
Mhm.
I don't know, because I went to Rio. Rio's not the best place to go to.
No.
Just say don't
No,
you know
no hate on Rio, but
no hate
yeah,
on
no,
Rio.
I hear things. I read.
You can do that?
I didn't know that either. I don't even know what I'm drinking right now. Is this beer or is this water? What's going on here? Oh, no labels. Damn it. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go. I don't see a label. I just see blue. For all I know, it could be some Canadian brewski or something, you know.
That's why we got the full body koozie right here.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
not showing the sides because that has a fucking label on it too. I intentionally put this tall boy koozie on there so that I wouldn't show the label of the beer I'm drinking, and I completely forgot that I got this koozie from a certain stand at I'll name drop the fucking band because they're amazing. It was a Riding with Killers show.
Oh, I love Riding with Killers. Yes.
Oh,
Jesse
dude,
Dibble
yeah.
introduced me to them.
They're
Love those
so
guys.
good. They're so good. We like I don't want to say like, whatever for whatever reason, but like, me and the guys in my band, we're friends with two of the members of the band. The lead singer and guitarist is obviously the guitarist from Taproot. But which that show is Riding with Killers and Taproot. So bro pulled a double set. I'm like, dude, you are a monster. Keep it going.
Fucking
But
Scissors, man. Love Scissors. Love his voice.
yeah.
I was just listening to Poem before we started this. That's one of the songs I listen to kind of
Yep.
get into a mindset is Poem.
Such a great song. Taproot has always been one of those bands where it's like I have my favorite songs, but I don't have a song I don't like. You know what I mean?
Smile Empty Soul is that way for me, man.
Hell yeah. Very
Smile
nice.
Empty Soul. Yeah.
But yeah, fucking Riding with Killers is just different, man. They have a very unique sound and I love them. It's not just because I have friends in that band. It's genuinely, like I said before, if they sucked, I'd fucking tell you. But they are just something different. I've known two of the members of that band. Well, there's only three. So, I've known two of the members of that band for a couple years. The guitarist, Jesus Christ, bassist Chris and the drummer Jed, two super fucking cool dudes. Riding with Killers is absolutely fantastic. If anybody sees this and doesn't know who the fuck they are, go look them up. You will have a good time. I just had to plug them.
Oh, hell yeah, man. And by the way, Kyle's a dick. Just throw that out there. Kyle's a dick. For anyone who ever sees my koozie, it says Kyle's a dick.
Kyle's a dick.
Kyle's a dick.
I love
and
it.
Yes, I will only wear that koozie on a monster. Because
Nice.
Kyle's a dick.
Yep. We'll name drop
right.
Monster. They've been in everything.
Oh, dude, yeah. All right, y'all. Well, I want to thank you, Brandon, for coming on the show and speaking with me. It's been awesome and fantastic. And I look forward to hearing more from you in the upcoming future, for sure. And with that, I bid everyone a good day and a good night. All righty. All right, I'm